not dying, it's not going to.
Please welcome to and our moderator for this session, her name is Oma Mbao.
Just like to encourage everyone to pay attention. If there's need for any questions, you can hold on to after the session to ask the questions. And if you don't want to come out to ask the questions, but I also just for people for the questions to write the questions and we at the end of the program. Thank you very much.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much for having me. So today I'm going to read this final session, which is talking about thriving in tech skills, careers, and empowerment. And we have these lovely ladies and gentlemen here to share their experiences. So I'll just dive straight right into it. So from hearing about your bios, I heard that some of you have a background in computer science, while some of you have backgrounds in engineering. So I'll start with those backgrounds in computer science, and I'd like to start with you, Betty. So how can students make most of their computer science coursework to prepare for their careers?
Okay, I'm able to sit down here because I graduated from department a few months ago actually. I graduated from CSUI April 2024. Can everyone hear me clearly? So, how can you make the most of your CS coursework? Now, I can't speak confidently for other universities, but I can actually tell you for a fact that in UI, our CS curriculum is relatively up to date, right? So, for example, there's some things that we learn in computer science that are useful for me for most of my career. For example, we did databases in 200 level, and what I was going to start on the course, right? And my knowledge of databases is still primarily from that single course, and it helps me whenever I have to interact with anything back on right? So, yeah. Oh, she's here! She's here! My coach also has friends for my and so you are so good to see you. Celebrate Dr. Williams for me. Our friend professors, Professor Olifade, he taught me my final year and fourth year. I'm so sorry, but these are my lecturers. There's a whole panel of them. There's also Mrs. Omisha here. Listen, the man himself, Mr. So a lot of the things you are actually very relevant. It was always, for me, because I would see my classmates, take these courses and then they are so right, sometimes, learning conditions might not be the best, but the actual material of the courses is very useful. So my advice is that to be how can your CS coursework help you? It will be to actually understand the coursework. Like the things you are learning are mostly very relevant, right? So learn the coursework. So go online, go on YouTube. That's one of the biggest advantages of having or studying CS is that the world is your oyster, right? There's nothing that you want to do that there isn't some wonderful resource online that you can leverage. So go online, don't just cram and pour to pass the exams, but actually understand the course. If you understand the course, it will definitely something that when you come to interviews, that you have this experience. Hope that helps.
Thank you very much. So I'd also like to ask you a follow-up question. That has having the CS degree opened doors to you that people that didn't study CSE will not naturally have opportunity to?
Okay. Yes, that's another interesting question because oftentimes, right, people tend to approach a CS degree with the mindset of, should be just computer science, should be all of us are right? And believe that there's only computer science because it's the same computer science everybody is doing, but that's actually not true, right? And it's in two different levels, right? The question you asked, right? It's in the aspect of the fact that, if you look at a lot of job requirements, you will oftentimes see a degree in computer science or equivalent experience. And oftentimes when they say equivalent experience, they mean years of experience. So it means that your bachelor's in computer science oftentimes is equivalent to somebody 4 years of working experience. So just the fact that you have a bachelor's in CS automatically gives you a level of right. And you do also see CS, sometimes you see a bachelor's in CS, engineering, or other related courses, right? But science, it automatically opens doors for you. Then another component of the CS degree that people don't really realize the fact that, so what CS does for you is that it gives you a very broad base, right? Now, there's a difference between something, right? So software engineering is just a subset of computer science. It goes way beyond, right? Things like what's the word name? It's escaping my head. But you know, like the laws around, you are forced to learn a lot of things that are relevant to theory of computing, right? That's a 500 level course we do. I think also Mr. Developed on the course. We do theory of computing. We do courses like that give you a very well-rounded understanding of computer science simply beyond software engineering. So what that means is that there are certain spaces you get into where you need that theoretical experience actually be able to go the next step. For example, if you're working in some of the data tech companies, right? If you have that CS background, you actually have to go and learn those courses for yourself to be able to answer or solve problems that require that knowledge. So CS really goes way beyond just software engineering. So it's very helpful.
Thank you very much for your response. So I find it pretty interesting because a couple of years ago, a friend of mine was considering moving from a department in tech engineering to a department in computer science. And most of the argument was about, oh, you can always learn CSE on your own, that there's rudiments in engineering that you can't learn if you do CSE. And there's a thing of, oh, you can learn CSE from any background. And I believe that the 3 other panelists here are from different backgrounds. So I will open up the floor to what you think about this as well. That did not have a CSE degree limits you as much as you thought it would?
Thank you very much for that question. Right, I will build on what he said. I studied civil engineering. I studied civil engineering for 7 years. Right, so in blockchain, we have people we call developers and people infrastructure developers. The people who build the infrastructure, where you build applications on the blockchain, most of them are CS students. So, like protocol engineering, you're using Rust to build on Polkadot, or you're using Rust to build using Elliptic curve to create cryptography. All of those things are not stuff that you can just sit down on your own, go on YouTube alone and learn. You can do that, but there have to be a structured system that will teach you that. People that train these guys, is Gavin Wood, these guys finished from Ivy League universities and they actually studied computer science or anything related to computer science, right? So what I've seen as a trend is that guys who really didn't have this background end up becoming just have developers. So to be able to now build protocols, guys who develop HTTP, come on, these guys are solid. These are the people that develop what we even call the internet, right? So for me, there was like a barrier, right? Civil engineering is far away from CS common, very far. So there was like a barrier. I think I now have to train myself, and I won't tell you that I even understand everything under the protocol. And it's very, very large. I wish I had a CS background that can allow me to understand protocol and think about how I can use plasma. Plasma is a technology. How I can use zero knowledge. How I can do all of those things. Now, if you're explaining zero knowledge to me, it looks very vague because you are saying you want me to know something without knowing the person who revealed answer. Like, it looks odd. But if I had a CS background, it would have been easier, right? So, personally, I feel like having a background gives you a leverage to understand the back end of why the thing is working. Right? Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Do you think that you're going to take, do you think you would like to do a program in CS moving forward? Yes.
Yes, so just yesterday I was doing AI agents. AI has come to change the world. I think the course with Travel Club on AI agents, where we are using LangChain, right? So,
Thank you so much, everyone. Thank you for having me. I think from my own personal experience so far, not having a CS degree has not limited me, and I would say why. Most of my interests have not gone to where he was talking about in terms of building the internet. So most of my interests have been things that I've been able to pick up. But I mean, if my interest aligns towards things like that, maybe I want to learn, I want to learn all of those things, I think I will go back to get the CS degree. Yeah, so that's just
just to chip in, I studied chemistry. Yeah, so I didn't think engineering at all. So I applied chemistry science. And when I started learning how to code, so just learn how to code and build applications, build a website and all of that. And that was where I started from. But that time in my career, it has taken a lot of self-awareness for me to the point where I actually realized that there's a missing ingredient that I felt that I would have had if I had a computer science degree. And I've even gotten to the point where I am currently working on trying to get myself back into the classroom. I've gotten to the point where I know that theoretical knowledge, that foundational knowledge is very, very important. And if you are here and you're studying CS, you have it. Please, you are special. You are so special. So take it with all seriousness, with all intentionality, and the world is your starting point, have you?
Yes, it is. The world is your starting point. So, coming back to you said that you started a program to get on time. I'm very sure you'll be very comfortable. One or two jobs in there. Apart from technical skills, especially to stand out against people that already have technical backgrounds. What's something that you can direct here to look into a bit more?
Communication, and not just communication with your colleagues, with people on the same level. Learning how to communicate with people on different levels, people that are higher than you, people that you intend to learn from, your line managers, and the people that are also on the same level with you. For developers, people always try to push this step of developers love to do their thing, they are introverts, and if you're a developer, it's very easy to just tune into those stereotypes, like my house, what's my business with the world. But it's also very important that we learn to communicate. Like your skill, you cannot solo through the journey. Even if I can build a live with other people, to work with other engineers. So learning to communicate, this is what I want, this is what I have been doing. That communication skill, I see it missing so much in people in tech field.